She call me Mr. Boom, ching up up, ching up, ching up up, ching up, ching up up, ching up, ching up up, ching ching, ching up up, ching up up, ching up, ching up up, ching up, call me Mr. Boom. Ching up up, ching up up, ching up, ching up up, ching up, ching up up, ching up, ching up up. Fuck this is a Mr. Boom. Ching up up, ching up, ching up up, ching up, ching up up, ching up, ching up up, ching up up, ching up, ching up up, ching up. Fuck this is a Mr. Boom Boom Boom. Mr. Loba Loba. Mr. Loba Loba. She call me Mr. BoomBastic, very fantastic. When on the box she says I'm Mr.
Hey guys, what's going on? Good to see you again. Welcome to another edition of my channel here. This is the second installment. Last week I made my very first video, and I talked about how I was going to start doing my channel, which here we are. And so I was going to keep you guys updated with what I was doing for my car. Since last week, I'm not really doing anything on the car itself. I'm still looking at like some parts that I'm gonna buy, and exactly what mods I want to do, and kind of have things planned and spaced out so I don't blow all my money. But today I wanted to kind of I wanted to show you guys what I've been working with lately, and then also I kind of wanted to go over sponsorships and sponsorship proposals and whatnot, specifically because for a while, I would see people that have sponsors and whatnot, and I would think to myself, how do these people get these sponsors? And it seems like some people come from having absolutely nothing, and then they pull these sponsors, and you're kind of like, well, how do I do that? So I did a lot of research in the very beginning, and I couldn't find anything. I was trying to find like templates and whatnot, and really good descriptive articles, but everything that I found was kind of like, I felt like it was common knowledge. So I didn't know how to necessarily properly word or propose trying to create a partnership to get a sponsorship, but I understand the idea. Like, I know, okay, companies, they want to know, what are you going to do for them? What exactly are you looking for from them? They want to know that you're interested in their products, that you have some sort of knowledge about them and whatnot. So I kind of knew that stuff, but it's more so of how do I structure a sponsorship proposal. So luckily, over the past month or so, I was very fortunate talking to some people, and I was able to kind of get like a template going and whatnot. So I actually created a Word document that has everything written, and then I also have a PowerPoint presentation I use as like my visual aid. So you want to be like very descriptive, but you kind of want something to draw their attention. But we'll go over that in a little bit. Right now I kind of wanted to just show you guys what I've been working on lately, and excuse the vibrating because I'm recording from my phone, and I have my phone on vibrate, which I probably should put on silent. I'm getting Facebook notifications. But food for thought for next time, right? So let's see here. So I've been working on some stuff that I want to do to the car, and ever since, well, it's been, a while I wanted to do this. Uh, I feel like headlights are like really one of those things that helps a car stand out, and especially since the popularity of the um, DRL LED tubes, where people first saw those on like Audis and stuff. Those are becoming really popular, and I really like the design because they usually make your headlights look really clean. You don't see the dots from the LEDs or anything, and they're pretty streamless. So I've kind of been looking into getting some of those, but more so in general, I've been looking at just doing headlight and taillight retrofits in general. Um, so lately, I've been playing around with some headlight retrofit ideas. I actually do all of my quote unquote photoshopping on PowerPoint. For one, because I don't have Photoshop itself. I kind of refuse to pay for it. They're, in my opinion, it's expensive. And then plus, over the years, I feel like Photoshop gets more and more advanced, and it gets complicated, and so I say for the most part, PowerPoint actually gives me the ability to do a lot of the things that I'm trying to do. Now, there's certain things that could be better, but I manage pretty well. So this is pretty much the look that I'm going for on my headlights. Currently, they already have like these halos. They're not really bright or anything. So I currently on the car I have some Spider headlights, but a while back I was able to buy some Spec D headlights, which I mean they're basically the same. One has LEDs on the bottom here, and then the other one has like some LEDs at the top. So they're pretty much the same, but they're a single projector housing, and they have halos on them, but I kind of took them off because I want to be able to have something that I can change colors with and whatnot. So pretty much this rendering right here is what my headlights would be looking like driving, because I want to change colors, but really the only color that I want to change it to is blue. One, because it's my favorite color, and two, it kind of goes with the theme that I have on my car. And of course, it's illegal to, at least here in North Carolina, it's illegal to have forward-facing emergency management lights. So kind of can't drive around with blue going down the road. But anyways, so this is kind of what I'm looking to do with my headlights. This is kind of like signifying that those LED tubes I'm talking about, specifically for the Scions, I've seen some retrofitting, and I've seen one person who has something very similar to this aspect. But so I was able to find a 24-inch long LED tube from XK Glow. They offer some pretty good products. I think there's some other companies that have the long LED tubes, but the reason why I chose them is because you can actually cut them down to size. So a lot of the other companies, they have similar product, but you can't trim them, and so then you're like, okay, what do I do with this excess? You might be forced to create some design just basically because you have extra LEDs. So this is like really what the look that I want to go for. So I needed to know that, one, I had something long enough, and two, I could trim it if I needed to. But luckily, that size should be about perfect for right along here. The only thing that I hate though is that they're like $120 for two of them, so they're pretty expensive. Also have a flex tube right here, and I was going to just get like a second one of these and cut it down, but then I stumbled upon on the retrofit source these tubes right here, which so what's really popular is the switchback, which basically all that is you have the lighting and you can connect it to your turn signal. So once you hit your turn signal, it basically cuts the signal from what else is giving it power, and then it turns it into a turn signal. So those are really popular, but you know, they usually are only in white and amber. In the closeout section of the retrofitsource.com, I found these tubes, and they offer multiple colors. They're only dual color, but you can get different colors. And so I decided to go with that, you know, because I was gonna, you know, be using blue on the halos. So I was like, hey, you know, it might be a good idea to also get this strip that I can use for blue. Now I'm not gonna attach it to the turn signal to where I use it as a turn signal. I'm gonna pretty much keep it you know, like a solid white light, and then I'll just have it to a switch where I can turn it blue whenever I'm at shows and stuff. But so that's basically what I'm doing for that. And then, you know, here's just a slightly canted angle where you can kind of see it from the corner of what it would look like, and then you can kind of see how I'm having it go all the way to the corner light. So it's actually a lot. It's going to be a pretty long strip, but I think it'll look alright. And then that's kind of how it would look on the car. I actually have a better view of that. That's basically the look that it's going to have. I'm also thinking about getting some halos for my fog lights. I wanted to do a little bit of retrofitting to the fog lights, and unfortunately from Roxx on the highway and stuff, my other ones were shattered, so I just had to order some new ones. So those should be coming in Monday. It's what it's supposed to be. But yeah. And then, so I also want to do a tail light retrofit. Again, I like that, you know, DRL style. You know, you see it on the Audis, and then when Dodge came out with the Charger, when they first came out with the new Charger, they had similar tail lighting. So you just have like that seamless strip on the back with an even glow. And I kind of just think that's cool. I don't know if it's because, you know, if you think about it in a way, it's kind of like futuristic. I don't know. I just like the idea. It's cool to me. So this is kind of like what I'm looking at for my tail lights. Again, I'm gonna have like a LED tube that goes around here, and then I'm thinking about putting a halo right here. And so this would be like my running light at nighttime, and then the halo would be my brake light. So, and then that would be kind of what it looks like right there. So I think it looks pretty cool. So we'll see how that goes. This doesn't get pretty expensive. I know for my headlights with parts, I'm looking at about like $600. So, you know, we'll see. I originally was trying to do a sponsorship with XK Glow, which is the same company that I was telling you about for a lot of the lighting stuff, at least for the LED tubing. And I was really confident. I thought I was going to be able to get it. And I guess apparently they had a lot of sponsorships that they had to go through. It took them 2 weeks to go through all the ones that they had. And I just got a letter 2 days ago, I think it was. And I didn't get it. So that's another thing about sponsorships, is be prepared for somebody to say no. But at the same time, it doesn't hurt to ask. Because, I mean, that's the worst thing that they can do, is say no. And if you don't put yourself out there, you're never going to get a sponsorship. So take that leap, be well prepared, have everything laid out, and we'll kind of go over what I did and how mine looks like. So let's see what one of my sponsorship proposals look like. This is for clinched flares. They do like universal, and they do have some direct fit fender flares. I've been wanting to go like Rocket Bunny style on the car, but obviously it's like everybody hates the TC, or if, well, it is a little bit older, but at least for the newer TC, they came out with a very exclusive Rocket Bunny kit, which now you can't get anymore. But so that's kind of like what I want to do with the car, and I've been trying to find, some type of universal, like Rocket Bunny style, or something that I could put on the car. And Clinched Flares is actually really good. They offer some really good products. And the only thing that I really had concern about is their sizing is like, it's pretty wide. So you would need some like really wide tires if you got some of their flares. But they do offer some smaller ones where it's not as aggressive. But anyway, so this is what my proposal kind of looks like. So I kind of like to put the company's logo or whatever at the top to kind of at least show that I went out of my way to do the small details, like, hey, I'm addressing you, this is you, you're special to me. And then I put their address here, again, to kind of like, one, it's addressing them. No, you're not putting it in the mail, but you kind of want them to feel addressed and show that you actually like kind of look them up. And then kind of just tell them, why you're contacting them. Tell them your story, what kind of car you have, what your goal is, what you're looking for to do with your car, and tell them why specifically them. Like, why are they important? Like, you could have emailed any company, but why are you emailing them? So this is where you want to do some of the research. If something from a certain company works best for you, or specifically for you, if that company offers something that other companies don't, make sure you let them know that. Like, say, hey, I've been trying to do this, or I want to do this on my car. Your company is the only company that gives me that ability. So let them know that. And then I kind of just gave some more of how things relate to me. And then give them a schedule of shows that you plan to attend. So obviously, companies want you to be able to market them. So, and I just realized that this is kind of blurry on here. I don't really know why. Oops. Okay, just bear with me. I don't know why it's being blurry, but so yeah, give them a schedule of some shows that you're going to attend, because like I said, they're going to want marketing. You're a promotional ad for them. So when you have their products, they want you to show it off. They want you to tell people about it. There's no better way to kind of do that stuff than going to an actual show. Obviously, shows aren't going to be the only thing. Like, that's not going to be enough. So make sure you have like a good social media footprint. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. They're going to want you to post pictures, do hashtags, tag them and stuff. And so that's also going to be a big part of some of the stuff that you're going to that they're going to look for. And then I have a list of basically mods that I have. Starting off with like suspension and wheels and tires, and then going down to the aesthetics. So basically everything that kind of just makes your car look good. For example, like carbon fiber parts that you might have, or aero parts, or stuff like that. And then also list all my performance parts that I have, which This actually used to look a little bit better. I had a fully built engine, and then not too long ago, it all started with a bad timing chain tensioner, and it ruined a bunch of stuff for me. I've spent too much money on getting it repaired, and at the end of the day, I came out with bad connecting rod bearings. I had some ACL bearings, and I ended up finding out that all my forged pistons were cracked. And with the money that I was already paying for repairs, I couldn't afford to get those aftermarket performance parts again. So I had to go back to stock. So the only thing really still aftermarket in my engine is, at least in the bottom end, is my connecting rods. And then my my head is still, at least has the cams, the springs and retainers. I have a valve job and stuff like that. So luckily I was able to salvage some stuff. But and then so put some additional goals. So yeah, you're contacting this company because you want something from them, but also give them a bigger picture. Like, what is their product going to do? Obviously, I feel like you can never stop improving something. You can always make something better. So kind of let them know, yeah, I'm interested in your company. Um, your your product is going to help me do this because this is more stuff that I want to do. So kind of just tell them, what other parts you might be looking to put on your car. So for instance, if you're contacting a wheel company, also tell them, hey, I'm wanting to put a roll cage in my car, some chassis braces, a lip kit, some carbon fiber parts, whatever. Just kind of give them a big picture of what your goals are. And then lastly, kind of just be courteous to them. Tell them that you appreciate their time and any consideration that they give you, and then give them a way to contact you. Um, so, because obviously, if they can't contact you, then nothing's gonna help. Um, so yeah, that's my written proposal, and then I also made a PowerPoint proposal, which it's not as in depth, but it gives the visual aspect. So, okay, I told you all the things that I'm looking for, that I want to do, the ways I can help you. Now, this is where you kind of like show them, okay, this is exactly what my car looks like. Because, of course, people are always modifying their cars, and they're going to end up looking different, but they want to know what your car looks like now. And a lot of times, unfortunately, they're more concerned with what looks now, even though, their products, along with some other people's products, you could have a totally different looking car in a couple months with some with a few mods, but that's just kind of how it is. So this is the layout of my PowerPoint. That's my title page, and then my information, um, why I'm contacting them specifically and whatnot. Then show attendance. Kind of highlight your main exterior mods. You don't have to do everything. Like, you put on some tint film on your lights, like right there. I didn't put that on there. Wheels, tires, suspension, brakes, interior, engine, and kind of thank them for their time again. Make sure that you, if at all possible, make sure that you find somebody like a photographer to take pictures for you, because they just look way better than taking pictures on your phone. Companies want to see high resolution photos, so if you can, if you're a photographer, use some of your good equipment. If you're not, try to find somebody who does really good work, because it will definitely help you in the long run. That's pretty much all I got. hope it's kind of been beneficial to you. Hopefully you can learn something. And yeah, kind of just also showing you like where I'm at. I've been putting in a few sponsorship proposals. But besides that, I'm looking really forward to doing my headlights. Although because it's so much money to get all these parts and everything, I'm kind of trying to spread out how I spend my money. It might take a few months, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. Especially since show season is coming real fast. The first show that I'm going to is next month, so I kind of want to have something done to it by then. My car doesn't look bad now, but I don't know. I really enjoy working on my car, so especially when I'm at home and I'm not doing anything, I want to go out there and just do stuff. So I kind of hope to have something extra added on there before the next show. Which I think the first one that I'm going to is, I think it's Import Alliance in Atlanta, Georgia. So we'll see how that is. But thanks for watching, guys. Trying to get better at this. You know, I've never had a YouTube channel before or anything like that. So if you have any recommendations, if you have any comments, go ahead and comment below. And hopefully subscribe. Hopefully I'll have some... Each time I'm on here, I'll have some, you know, better content, and, you know, I'll improve and get better. So if you have any suggestions, just let me know, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.